Bashing the big banks was extremely popular in 2008 and 2009 in the wake of the financial meltdown and the bank bailout. And it looks like some sort of anti-bank backlash is coming back. Bank stocks are getting crushed this year. They're finally profitable again. They're not as profitable as they were before the Great Recession, but they are making money. But the average consumer isn't really seeing any benefit of that. And there's a lot of resentment still about the financial crisis, about their role in that, and about all the money that they receive that they don't seem to be lending back out to consumers. What do you think about the big banks? As I said, not a heck of a lot. One reader made the vampire, although not vampire squid for Goldman Sachs analogy. Milt42 wrote, "I would prefer to use a wooden stake as these large banks are sucking the blood from the economy. Yes, they provide liquidity and are necessary for the smooth functioning of the economy, but they are also an overhead expense for the rest of the economy that produces real goods and services. Any business that lets its overhead become too high will not prosper." We have to have them for the economy, but a lot of people don't understand really what the role of the banks is in the broader economy because it's not as tangible. They're not making a product, they're not selling something that consumers go out and buy, and they sure as heck aren't loaning money as much either at this point. Another reader said that we shouldn't just point fingers at the banks though. Washington deserves a lot of the blame too. Hard to feel sorry for the banking industry on Wall Street. Having said that, it is not in the best interest for the country to have weak performing banks. Let's not forget one thing. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, government-sponsored entities, enabled the mortgage and banking crisis to develop. Unfortunately, the financial reform regulations did little to address this matter. I agree 100% there. Dodd-Frank was passed, and hopefully that will lead to some tougher rules to, governing the banks, but there's still a lot of uncertainty, and I think many consumers feel that they're going to wind up on the short end of the stick, as they often do. Finally, Bennett Hall is irritated by the marketing blitz by banks since it rings hollow. Banks are investing countless millions in false advertising to make the public think they care, want small business to succeed, or other hooey. How about instead banks learn to listen to their trapped customers and work with them to rebuild their lives and move towards survival and hopefully prosperity? Oops, sorry, I was asleep. That was a dream. Pigs will fly first. Yes, I wouldn't hold your breath there for the banks becoming customer friendly, so to speak. And that is something, though, that probably banks do need to do. You do need banks to work more closely with consumers to try and work something out, because it's not really in anyone's interest, even the banks, to just be writing off all these bad loans. And until the average consumer can get his and her debt load under control, the banks aren't going to be able to have better balance sheets either. And everyone needs to work together so that we have a healthier financial system.